Megha,
Yeah.
your wildest dreams at
Sorry,
4 under.
Sorry, 1 second. We're gonna get started.
Oh, I'm
in a
sorry.
second. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Good. Megha Ganne. Megha, you were just saying over there, you've played in the U.S. Open before. This week feels different. Seems like you have a little bit more confidence. Walk us through that.
Yeah. I think it was the first time is nerve-wracking for anybody, and meeting your idols and being on the stage for the first time. But the second time around, even the practice rounds, I wasn't as nervous, and I felt like I could just come here and play my game instead of soaking it all in. So I got that out of the way the first time around. So definitely a little bit easier this year.
When you saw the course for the first time, kind of what were your expectations?
For some high scores and not a lot of recovery when you leave the fairway. It was kind of terrifying to see it for the first time, but I got some rounds in and gained a little bit of confidence. So,
Right, Karen.
Oh, he can
yeah.
go.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. You played the par threes and 2 under, which seems really good for how difficult they are. When in the practice rounds, did you get any sense that for whatever reason they were gettable for you?
Well, I didn't have to try to keep it in the fairway on the par threes, so that made them a little bit easier. I had a flat lie on the tee boxes, which you don't have anywhere else on this golf course. So definitely I think the par threes are a little bit easier compared to the rest of the course.
And then,
Oh, go ahead. Your follow-up.
how long were you kept from the courses last year during lockdown? And what did you do to keep from just getting rusty, stale? What did you do with all your excess energy?
The courses didn't actually close down for that long, and because I switched to online school because of COVID, I actually had way more time in my schedule than I've ever had to practice and play golf and spend more time on the course. So it was kind of a bit of an advantage for me to take my game further.
Yeah.
Great round today, Megha.
Thank you.
3 under on the front 9 is extremely impressive with how hard the holes were playing out there. What do you feel was the most solid part of your game today?
I think just my ability to play smart and not take any unnecessary risks, and I didn't panic when I got into the rough a couple of times out there, because there were definitely holes where I wasn't keeping in the fairway, and I just it's easy to panic out there, and I didn't do that. So I think that's what was good.
Is there an example of like an unnecessary risk that you didn't take? Out there?
Well, I have an example when I did take the one on 18. I was talking to my caddy, and I was like, is this dumb? Is it not dumb? And then I ended up going for it, but I probably should have just laid back there given my lie. So I'm going to try to avoid that the rest of the week.
Dan.
Yeah, how did your time at Augusta National help prepare you for this stage?
A lot. It's a lot. It's really similar, really prestigious and a lot of cameras and a lot of attention on you. So I think it was really good preparation. And I think I might have been more nervous for the ANWA to play at Augusta and do all that than I was to play here. So I thought it was great preparation for the pressure.
Ron?
Can you talk a little bit about your Stanford decision? Obviously, local here. What prompted that? How sort of take us through that, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Stanford's always been my dream school ever since I was 10. I think I visited there for the first time for a camp, and I knew that's where I wanted to go. I really didn't look at any other schools, and I committed the end of my sophomore year, and academically I've always been really driven, and the golf team is obviously one of the top programs in the country, so it felt like an obvious choice for me, and I was really happy it worked out.
And have you connected with any of them while you're here, or just being in Northern California, the Bay Area? How is that?
Yeah, there's 4 Stanford girls in the field, and we've all, it's nice to have each other out here, and my coaches were able to come watch me, and they haven't seen me play since 2019, so I hope they like this first round that you got to watch me in.
Todd.
Meg, can you talk about kind of the crazy nature of this national championship where you are in a playoff to get into this?
Yeah.
Right? And I'd like you to talk about just the playoff aspect. But then you go from barely getting in to you're standing here in front of us as one of the near leaders. I mean, how crazy is that when you think about it?
I don't know. It just all seems really fun and a better story to tell than I got in without a playoff. So I wasn't worried when I was in the playoff because usually sudden death situations like that usually work out for me. So it was exciting and it made qualifying even more.
Why do they usually work out for you? Are you just
I-
a lucky person?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. It just
But you went in, it sounded like you even did this like math in your head about your chances and
I
all
did,
that.
yeah.
So you felt really comfortable going into that?
Yeah, I had this like downhill birdie putt on my qualifier on 18, and I was like calculating the chances of me missing this versus the chances of me winning this playoff. So I was like, okay, let's just baby it down there and then see what happens in the playoff. So I was pretty confident that I was going to do well in the playoff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
So this week we're spotlighting our LPGA USA girls golf alums and just so excited to keep following your journey from your first U.S. Women's Open to now. So what is girls golf and increased opportunities for girls that help prepare you on your journey? What does that mean to you?
It means so much because that's where I started, and I don't think I would have been put on the track that I was without girls golf and the first tee and LPGA. And I think focusing on girls golf alone is really important because it's a sport that I think opens so many doors for kids out there. And I think I'm a great example that that's all it takes to start. Just sign up for girls golf.
Last question, Karen.
How did you pass the morning before your tee-off time?
I just lounged around in bed until like 9 and then just talked to my sister, bothered her while she was doing online school, and then got over to the course, had some lunch, and warmed up.
And then you said when you got in the rough, the key was not to panic. So
Yeah.
what did you do or say to yourself to calm yourself?
I think just knowing that everyone in the field has to deal with it, and whoever is, makes the smartest choices out of there and picks the best lines and doesn't take unnecessary risks is going to be the person who ends up better off. So I was like, just be that person.
Last one.
Can I sneak in one more on, you talked about how terrifying it was at first, and a lot of players talked about how hard it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yet the scores are pretty good. I mean, certainly at the top of the leaderboard, several players under par. Why do you think that is? What about it? Was it lack of wind, or what led to some good scores today?
I think they cut the rough just a little bit overnight, and it was still thick, obviously, but there were places around this. I was in the rough yesterday, and there's just no shot. I had to wedge out. But today, I had a great chance of advancing the ball. The first cut was a little bit lower, so when you miss the fairway just by a little bit, it wasn't as penalizing, I think.
Thank you, Megha. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.